All right. So what I want to do in this video is introduce myself and introduce the course to you that you signed up for winter 2021 or 2020 to 2021 semester. So I'm Professor McKibben. I've been at Westchester for about 9 years now. I've been teaching this stuff for about 30 years, believe it or not. I actually find it a lot of fun, and I'm hoping that you'll find it at least bearable with me over these next few weeks. All right, so first off, this is Math 131. It's pre-calculus, right? And you do not have to buy a textbook for this course. Rather, I have written my own book, and it's provided as a PDF on D2L, right? So all the material you need for this course is already on the D2L page that I'll make available this week. All right, so you don't have to worry about that. Basically, the course is designed to get you to prepare to take Calc 1, right? That's the whole point of this course. So we go through some algebra, we go through functions, and we go through trig in the course. In terms of learning outcomes, I'll just leave you read that. Every section of the book can generate another 3 to 5 outcomes, right? So you can take a look at that. Course format. I'm going to talk a lot about this in more detail as we get closer, or not closer, but as we go through the syllabus. But suffice it to say that I made the course asynchronous only because I want to make sure that we can reach as many students as possible during winter break. And I suspect many of you have either jobs or other obligations to work on, right? So what I'm doing is trying to provide as much of me time as possible, but not in a specified time that you have to be logged into. All right, so to that end, what I've done is I pre-recorded my lectures on YouTube, right? So you'll go to this channel, we'll go here a little bit later on, but all of my videos for every section of the book are on D2L. And what you will do, the philosophy of this, is these are like the class lectures, right? And what you'll find is that the way I wrote the book, there's some content and there are worked examples, and then there are something I call your turn problems. What I would do during a typical class is I'd work the example or something comparable with you together, and then I would unleash you to actually do something similar to that in real time in class. Well, since we don't have an actual class, the best I can do is in the video, I'll tell you, okay, now do your turn problem number 2, right? And then the idea is for you to pause the video and literally attempt to do that problem on your own. When you're done, restart the video and the solution is actually presented to you step by step. All right, so that would emulate what we would do in an actual class. And so it's giving you that sort of one-to-one, more or less, feedback. At least you can know if you're approaching things correctly. Of course, the only downside is you can't ask a question about a particular step there, but that's where the emailing me would come into play, right? So we can work around that, but I thought that actually worked pretty well this semester, and so I'm continuing it on this time. Okay, so the idea, you would work through, whatever videos I tell you to, whatever I assign that day for you to work through, and then once you feel comfortable, do the homework problems. It's going to be the odd numbers or odd problems in each of the sections that you're viewing videos for. And then once you've worked through those, showing all your work, you take pictures of those or scan them using some scan app or a scanner, and then you upload them to a particular folder on D2L that I specify on the schedule grid. All right, so again, I'll get to that a little bit later on. Right. Once you've done that, I want you to email me each day any problem in the homework that you would like to see a complete worked out solution to. All right. And so here is the sort of interaction number 2. I'm going to take everyone's problems that they email me for a given day, and I'm going to form a Zoom video with me literally working through those problems on the screen. So you'll actually have kind of a question answer period where you get to see these problems worked out with explanation, albeit not in real time, but you can view this video as many times as you want at any time you want, right? So it gives you that flexibility. So I'm hoping that between those two, we'll have enough kind of bouncing back and forth where you feel like you're getting enough out of the course. Okay, and then at any point, if that's insufficient, if you find that you need to talk to me, that's perfectly fine. just email me and ask to set up a Zoom meeting, and I'll be glad to do that. Okay. All right. Homework. So I've already mentioned this. Um, since the material is coming kind of quickly, you're doing problems basically every weekday, right? And so you're only doing the odds. So I'm cutting back on the number of problems you're doing, but you're still doing stuff every day. So I know people typically are going to have something that gets them behind at some point or another. So I'm going to allow you to have 2 late assignments. And in addition to that, the first week that we're back, so we start Monday, that first week we work through some high school algebra for that whole first chapter. And then you have a 2-week break. Since the algebra stuff is a lot of like the mechanics of that is where a lot of people seem to stumble. I'm going to be flexible with those due dates for that very first week because you can actually spend some of your time over break if you'd like to actually do that in more carefully and more detail, right? Because that's where a lot of the errors that I see come from. It's the algebra. It's not the pre-calc. It's the algebra stuff, right? So, those first week deadlines are take those with a grain of salt. Just let me know that you intend to do these over break, and then email me with questions so we can have that sort of conversation as you do that. Okay. All right. Oh, and also the assignments I am themselves. So you're working through these problems and you haven't yet had questions, but it's due, right? Well, then what do you do? Well, I'm not grading them on accuracy. I'm grading these purely on effort, right? I want you to engage in doing the mathematics, even though you're going to have questions, and that's what I want. But I want to make sure that you're doing it so that when you ask these questions, you have something to actually base the solutions on. It's just not asking questions in a vacuum. All right. So when you upload them, if you complete, have an attempt for the problems and you show your work, you're going to get full credit. All right. So it's a very easy 100% for the course if you just attempt the problems and scan them in. Right. It's really simple. All right. Exams. There are 3 exams during the semester, and you'll see that on the daily schedule. Each exam, they're already posted on D2L, right? And what I do is I give you 3 consecutive hours to do the exam. And the exams will not be at a specified time. Again, I'm trying to give you a bit of flexibility based on work schedules and whatnot. So, for example, the first exam will be released on January 4th, but it won't be due until the January 6th in the evening, right? So you have 72 hours or more to be able to set up 3 hours of time, a block. It has to be consecutive because once you start the exam, you can't stop it. There's no save option. But 3 hours during which you can take the exam, you can use your book, your notes, just do it carefully through. Think of it as a long homework assignment and whatnot. All right. And then, and so you can use your book and notes. You can't talk to anybody else, right? So you can't speak to anybody. You can't use the internet, but you can use your book and notes to complete it. Okay. All right. There'll be 3 of those. But the thing is, I only take the top 2, right? So suppose that exams 1 and 2 went great. You got 90s on both of them and you're happy with that. You don't have to take exam 3, right? I dropped the lowest exam. However, keep in mind that the homework goes until almost the last day of the course. So you want to make sure that the homework grade doesn't go down even though you decide to not take exam 3, right? So make sure you're continuing to do those homeworks and whatnot. But in any case, if you don't do well in exam 1, don't worry. I can drop that one. You just take exams 2 and 3 then. So there's that sort of flexibility there. So in the end, once I drop that lowest exam score, you just have a score out of 300 points. I divide your total by 300 to get your grade. Okay, easy peasy. All right. The rest of the syllabus is just boilerplate, so I'll let you read through that on your own. Okay, and that brings us to this. So I've already talked through this, but I want to talk through it again because this is basically how we're going to run the class. Each day, there are either 1, 2, or 3 videos, not too long, that I want you to work through, right? And all of these are listed on the schedule grid that we'll get to momentarily. You can see it's right there. Okay. And these are all on my YouTube channel that I'll show you in a minute. Okay. You work through those, and if make sure as along the way you work through those your turn problems. I think that real-time engagement is going to be a critical feature to you actually being able to do the homeworks confidently. Okay. But in case you need more examples, right? So you get through this section video, you work through the your term problems, and you still feel hazy. That's going to happen. No big deal at all. What I've done to help combat that is I created a supplementary video list, which basically section by section, I tried to find the best videos out there that I could that provided examples on that topic. And I hyperlink them into a big Word document, right? So just go to that document on D2L. You'll see, I'll show you in a moment, and look at those videos until you do feel comfortable. Okay. Then you complete the homework problems for that day, which are basically going to be the odd numbers for the problems that are at the end of each of the sections that you viewed the videos for. You take all that work, take pictures or scan it in somehow, and upload it to the folder on D2L that I indicate on the schedule grid. Okay, and again, I'll show you this in a minute. And then finally, email me a list of the problems that you would like to see a detailed solution for. Okay. All right, so that is what we'll do every day, basically. All right, so let me show you this. This is the hyperlink to my YouTube channel, right? So let me take you there. Okay, hopefully this is still sharing. All right, so this is my YouTube channel right here. Hopefully you can see it. And on there, you'll see that there are different playlists, right? You want to choose the playlist that is Math 131. And so I do that. Let's see this, make sure. Oh, wait, it's not sharing. Let's see here. I think it's sharing now, hopefully. Okay. So, and you just, all the videos are listed there, right? So you just go to the video, the number that is listed on the sheet, click on it and watch that. All right. New share. Let's see. Don't want that. Nope, don't want that either. Doesn't want to somehow, okay. Hopefully you can see this. This is the D2L page for the course. And so if you go to content, you'll see down the left side, you have the syllabus, which contains what I'm actually talking about through the video. You'll see a folder called text material. Those are the PDFs of every chapter that I'm talking about through the video or through that schedule list. So this is the textbook for the course. Okay. So for the very first couple sections that you're working on in the manual, chapter 0 is where I'm referring to. You click on that PDF to find the sections, and you have whatever I'm presenting on the screen, you have it in PDF form here. The problems that I'm talking about every time are at the end of the sections in these PDF documents. So for section 01 and 02, the problems that you're doing are at the end of those sections in this chapter's PDF. The supplementary video list is next, right? So this is just a Word document that contains a bunch of hyperlinks to videos. And the next one is answers to the homework problems, right? So this is just the answers to all the problems, not the solutions, but just the end final answers to those problems. Okay. Under assessments, if you go there, two things are important. Under assessments, there's something called assignments. And here you'll see there are 15 labeled homeworks, right? These don't contain the problems. These are simply the folders into which you're going to upload your homework assignments each time, right? So the folder name here is what I'm referring to on the actual schedule grid, right? And then the other thing that's important is under quizzes, under assessments, quizzes, those are where the 3 exams are. Okay, that's all you need to know in terms of navigating for the course. All right, let's go back to the syllabus. All right, so here, I've already kind of explained this verbally. Here is the grid, right? So what this is each day what I would like you to do, right? So the course begins on Monday, the December 14th, next Monday. What I want you to do is go to my YouTube channel under the Math 131 playlist, and you're going to view lectures 01 and 02. Okay. Again, pausing the video every time you have a your turn problem, right? So I work through some content, I work through an example, and then I say, now do your turn problem 3. You literally pause the video at that point, you work through that problem best you can, and then you restart the video, and I actually show you a solution in real time there. All right, so that's that one-to-one sort of feedback in real time. Once you're done with this, complete the odd problems in these sections and scan all that material in. And we're going to, for this first one, we're going to upload all of that material to homework 1, the folder homework 1 under the assignments tab. Here's the due date. So even though you're doing this on Monday, it's not due until close to midnight the next day, right? So you have a little bit of time the first day. And then we keep doing this every day, right? Same structure. Here we'll let this kind of float, right? So that you have 2 late assignments technically, which is fine. But I know that the first week can be kind of tough because you just took finals the week prior. And so now we're thrusting you into the beginning of another course. So here I'll allow the due dates for the first week to be floating over winter break, right? So if you need more time for that, fine, just email me and then we can just do it more leisurely for that first week. Okay. Then on Monday, the 4th, when you come back after break is your first exam. But remember, that's on D2L already, right? The exams are all multiple choice or fill-in, right? So you're just doing those exams on D2L literally, and you choose a time between when it releases and when it's due, a 3-hour period, so that you upload and finish the exam by 8 o'clock on Wednesday the 6th. So you have 3 days during which to do the exam, trying to, again, build in that flexibility for you. And then we just keep doing that, right? Until the end, which is not long, right? But that's the idea. All right, so that's the course. Feel free to, when after you view this, tinker around with D2L, just try to get set up. And if you have any issues when you try to do that, let me know and I'll help you out. All right, it's great to virtually meet everybody. Have a great day and I will see you soon. Okay, take care.